In 1985, a brand new pair of Air Jordans cost $65, and the NBA actually banned them from the court. One brand got banned from schools all across America, and another one got so popular it signed Michael Jackson himself. Back in the 80s, the shoes on your feet told everybody exactly who you were. Let us take a look back at the sneakers we all wanted.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, British Knights, the right move for you. Working or play, nighttime or day, make all the right moves, you and BK's get off.
If you wanted to look cool in the late 80s, British Knights were the shoe to be seen in. Those white high tops with the wild colors and that diamond BK logo were the ones every kid wanted. They got so popular that some schools actually banned them. Word got around that certain gangs had claimed the brand, reading BK as something a lot darker. The crazy part is the company dropped new styles 3 or 4 times a year, so the pair you wanted today might be gone for good by next month. Nike was already part of everyday life in the 80s. The Cortez, the Blazer, those crisp white Air Force Ones. If you had a pair, you took care of them. But everything changed in 1985 when a rookie named Michael Jordan laced up the first Air Jordans. The league actually fined the team every game he wore them, and Nike turned the whole thing into the greatest sneaker ad ever made.
On September 15th, Nike created a revolutionary new basketball shoe. On October 18th, the NBA threw them out of the game. Fortunately, the NBA can't stop you from wearing them.
They were a fortune back then, and still, every kid wanted a pair. Owning a set of Jordans made you the most popular kid in school, at least for a day. Reebok came at it from a completely different direction. The Freestyle became the shoe for aerobics, the one every mom and every instructor wore to class. For a while there, it made up half of all the women's sneakers sold in the country. Then, Reebok went after the boys with the Pump.
If you're getting pumped for basketball, pumped for cross-training, pumped for aerobics, or pumped for tennis,
you squeeze that little basketball on the tongue, and the shoe tightened right around your ankle. They cost $170, more than the Air Jordans. And who could forget D. Brown pumping his up right before the slam dunk contest? Not every kid could swing a pair of Jordans, and that is exactly where Pony came in. The brand had its biggest moment when Spud Webb showed up at the slam dunk contest. He was only 5'7", the smallest guy out there, and in his Pony City wings, he outjumped everybody and won the whole thing. After a night like that, every kid wanted a pair. Converse had been around forever, and those canvas Chuck Taylors were everywhere. But in 1986, the brand made its boldest move with the weapon. They came in team colors, so you could match your favorite player. Larry Bird had his in Celtics green and white. Magic Johnson had his in Lakers purple and gold. Pretty much every star in the league wore a pair, everyone except Jordan. And for a few years there, the weapon was the shoe to beat. LA Gear was pure 80s California, bright, flashy, and made to be noticed. Half the fun was the 2 sets of laces, so you could mix colors and make them your own. The brand blew up so fast it was selling over $800 million in shoes a year and ranked 3rd in the whole world, behind only Nike and Reebok. They even signed Michael Jackson to wear them. For a few years there, if you were a kid who wanted to look cool, LA Gear was it. Vans came straight out of the skate and surf crowd, and they were not trying to look like anybody else. The famous checkerboard pattern actually started with the kids themselves, coloring in little squares on the rubber soles, until Vans put the design right on the shoe. Then, in 1982, Sean Penn wore the checkerboard slip-ons as Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and suddenly every kid in the country wanted a pair. Skater or not, those slip-ons just felt like summer. Puma went a whole different way with the suede and the Clyde. Both had that soft suede on top. and the Clyde was actually named after Knicks star Walt Frazier, the first sneaker ever named after a basketball player. But what really made them take off in the 80s was the street. Breakdancers loved them because the flat soles gripped the ground for spins and freezes. If you grew up around hip-hop back then, you knew somebody with a fresh pair of suede Pumas. Kangaroos had something no other sneaker had, a little zippered pocket right on the side. The guy who designed them was a runner who hated carrying keys and change, so he built a pocket into the shoe. But for us as kids, that pocket was where you stashed your treasures. Lunch money, a house key, a folded-up note, whatever felt important that day. It was your own little hiding spot that nobody else knew about. Now the girls had their own must-have, and those were jellies. Bright, see-through plastic shoes that came in every color you could think of, and cheap enough to grab a pair to match every outfit. You can probably smell that warm plastic right now just thinking about them. They looked great and cost almost nothing, but comfort was another story. Your feet sweated in them all summer, and they rubbed blisters like you would not believe. Fila came over from Italy, and it had that expensive, put-together look that set it apart. The brand built its name on the tennis court with Bjorn Borg, but in the 80s, it crossed over into the streets and became a real status symbol. That bold logo said you had a little money to spend. Not every kid could afford a pair, and that was kind of the whole point. When you showed up in Fila, people noticed. These days, Brooks is all about running, but back in the 80s, they made basketball sneakers too. Their big star was Dominique Wilkins, the high-flying forward for the Atlanta Hawks they called the human highlight film. His white and red Brooks were stacked up in big sections at Sears and Montgomery Ward. Hard to picture now, but for a few years there, Brooks was a basketball shoe you actually wanted. Airwalk showed up in 1986 and quickly became the skate shoe to have. What made them stand out was the way they were built. Skating tore through regular sneakers fast, so Airwalk reinforced the toe and the sides to take the abuse. A lot of skaters swore they were tougher and more comfortable than Vans, and they would argue about it all day. With those chunky high tops and wild colors, you could spot a pair from across the parking lot. Vision was the other big skate brand, and it was about way more than shoes. They made boards, shirts, hats, the whole look, so wearing Vision meant you were part of something. The suede high tops were the prize, loud neon colors that you could spot a mile away. Skaters loved them, and plenty of kids who never stepped on a board wanted a pair too.
Get your hands on these great-looking Pro Wing athletic shoes on sale now at Volume. We've got Pro Wings for men, women, and children for just $8.99 to $12.99.
Not everybody had money for the big-name shoes, and that is where Pro Wings came in. They were the Payless brand, made to look like the expensive sneakers without the expensive price. They usually had Velcro straps instead of laces, and yeah, the cool kids knew the difference. Some kids even got picked on for wearing them, which feels pretty silly now. Looking back, there was nothing wrong with those shoes at all. Now this one is for the real ones who remember. Kepa had a trick no other shoe had: 2 separate sets of laces instead of 1. The story goes the founder snapped a lace during a tennis match, tied the 2 halves separately, and liked it so much he built a whole shoe around it. You could tie the top and bottom at different tightness for a custom fit. They even had little triangle logos on the side you could pop off and switch out. Diadora was another Italian brand, and it carried that same touch of class. It made its name in soccer, worn by some of the best players in Europe. It was never quite as common over here as the big American brands, which was part of the appeal. If you had a pair, you stood out from everybody else. We will finish with the one that never really went away. Keds were simple canvas sneakers with that little label on the back of the heel, and they came in just about every color you could want. The white ones were the classic, and they exploded all over again in 1987 when Jennifer Grey wore a pair in Dirty Dancing as Baby. Suddenly every girl wanted them. No flashy logo, no gimmick, just clean, simple canvas. Some shoes chased the trends. Keds just outlasted them all. Most of these brands are long gone now, but the memories never wore out. So tell me down in the comments, which pair was yours? And if you are in the mood for one more trip down memory lane, I have lined up another video for you right here on the screen. Go ahead and click it, and let's keep the memories going.